I don't know this for sure, but I can imagine that a lot of YouTubers who ask their audience for video ideas usually have the odd couple ideas that always come up and they always put away. Look at it and not even consider it and just think, no, I'm not going to do that. For me, I have always pushed away the idea of doing a body confidence video. I've struggled with that myself so much, so how am I supposed to sit here and give advice about it? But I feel like people might continue to ask it from me because they feel like I don't. I come across as somebody who wouldn't have any issues with that. I come across as somebody who's quite confident maybe, but that doesn't mean that I don't struggle with it, and it's not taking me a long time to get to where I am today. But only recently I feel like that I have got to a point today where I have been a lot better and that I have got a lot further than I used to. If you ask somebody for help for something, then it's better off you ask somebody who knows about it. You want someone who can give you experience. I can imagine asking somebody who had loads of body confidence, how do I get it? And they're just like, you just have it. And it's kind of hard to communicate to somebody who doesn't see the way you do and try and make them see the way you do, because there needs to be a journey in the process. So that convinced me finally. Not going to get too into it, but I've never really been 100% happy of who I am, and when I was a little kid I thought that, but I didn't see it as an issue. I just thought that was what everyone else thought. And then as you get older you kind of realise you're just a whole lot more paranoid about your appearance than other people are, and it starts becoming an issue because you grow up differently to everybody else. You don't enjoy life as much, you don't have as much fun, you don't put yourself out there as much, and you don't take enough opportunities. You start feeling really bad about yourself and doubting yourself, getting anxious about stuff, and that's kind of crap. But then it got worse. Things that happen in your life kind of make stuff that already exists feel worse. You're denied quite a lot, or like turned away, like people let you down, like friends or relationships. I came out of a relationship and that made my freaking confidence skyrocket downwards because I felt really like unwanted and unloved, not just by that one person but just by everybody, because I suddenly felt on my own and realised that the only person I did have was that one person. Everything was just suddenly down to me, and then I looked at me and I was like, well, I haven't got much of a shot. Now, being somebody who's in a relationship, relationships do make you feel a little bit better about yourself, and I'm not saying that the answer to finding body confidence is being in a relationship, because it's not, because it starts from you. It does help. It can be like a factor that made you to where you are, because it definitely was for me. To have somebody who you know appreciates you and says nice things to you is always nice and good, and then when you're on your own you don't get that. You're not going to have someone there who's constantly there telling you that you're fine as you are, they love you as you are, or you're all these things. So it isn't essential, but it definitely helps. The problem with me was exactly that. I look for their acceptance of myself in order for me to feel like I have confidence, and that was like the complete wrong way of looking at it. Everybody has a little guy inside their head which is like your inner personality. It's the first thing you think of, it's like your initial reaction to everything. It's the little guy that lives in your head before the devil comes in and tells you that this is wrong, that's wrong. It's you, that person that says things first, true you. That guy was always the one telling me, oh, I have really nice eyes in the viewfinder, I've got a really slim waist and I love that because I can wear clothes that make that look wicked. What seconds after that I would remember that some people though, they had the slim tummy to go with it, or they have the nice teeth to go with the nice eyes, and then the guy creeps in and says, yeah Ellie, you like your hair, but have you seen hers? Or yes Ellie, you like your hair, but will he, will she? I was just naturally obsessed with everybody else. Body confidence comes from you. If you feel it, then you can believe it. You can push to say at least 5 things you like about yourself. I don't care if you're freaking Cheryl Cole or you could be Winnie the Pooh. Everyone has features of themselves that they like. You've just kind of got to stop before the second thoughts start coming in and then everything starts overtaking you. But if you see past that and start becoming a more body confident person, the people you are surrounding yourself in will see that themselves and encourage themselves to be a more confident person. I know myself that I like being around people who are more happy with themselves way more than I do people that aren't, because usually the conversations go a little bit different between them two. One of them might want to constantly talk about dieting, might want to constantly talk about surgery, makeup, really vain materialistic things, and the other person might want to talk about the important things like life, where they want to go, goals, interesting things, topics. Whatever your job is, have you ever done something, looked at it and been like, that's great, and then the person next to you look to your co-worker or your partner and yours suddenly looks shit and you're like, this is shocking, what did you do that's different to me? But they didn't do anything. It's just the fact that you naturally see other people as better. Not only do you need to stop seeing other people as better, you also need to stop looking for other people just so that you can notice what you don't have, what you lack. This is going to sound a little silly because I've only just come back from holiday, but places like holidays and going away from people that you're used to and experiencing new people, real life people to go out and see, it makes you realise that confidence in other people lays in tons of different places, and just being in that environment can make you feel like you can be like that too. Like when you go on holidays, basically what I'm saying, sit on a beach, people are going around bloody topless, people are walking around naked, people are going around in skimpy little costumes, and they're not slim, they're not beach babe, they're not a model, they're just confident. They might give a shit, but they don't look like it. And it's inspiring because it's real people. We're surrounded by media. I watch freaking shit on the TV all the time. Fake people, it's models, it's actors, it's all this stuff that people are designed to look perfect and pretty for the media, because that's what the media wants. It wants attractiveness and it wants pleasing to the eye. That's not real life. I have nothing to complain about. Ever. I have a birthmark on my tummy I used to be really like shy about. Why did I waste so many moments of my life trying to work out how to cover it, how to change it? It's a birthmark. I was born. I should be, it's like my little celebration mark to say, hey, I was born into this world and I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. Then again, body confidence isn't always about loving 101% of your body, because it's just natural to sometimes not. I won't wake up with a huge spot on my face and go, that spot is so fit, I wish it was there every day of my life. I don't like the skin under my eyebrows. That sounds stupid. I think there's a certain word for it, but it's when your eyelids are like droopy. No, that's not the word. What the fuck? That sounds stupid, but I don't like it. I would rather not have it. I got it. And that doesn't mean I now hate my face. I do cover my freckles when I put the makeup on, because I feel like hiding like things like that can make the makeup look more dramatic and stand out, instead of like your freckles being the first thing people see. But that doesn't mean that I'd want the freckles to go away. The first person that ever told me my freckles look cute made me suddenly forget that I don't like freckles, because when I was little I was like, why do I have so many? However, if one person comes along and says they look ugly, you're suddenly going to be like, they're ugly, they're really ugly. But ask yourself, are they though? Don't have to think about what George over there said about your freckles. There was a point where my health was less important than feeling self-esteem and loving myself for me. I would literally sacrifice my health so that I could look like society tells me to. And that is just soul destroying. There is no perfect body, ever. Not even anyone who you love and aspire to. But there is such thing as a healthy one. And if you've got a healthy one, that's groovy and great. There are people on the deathbeds who would love to be in the skin you're in, and you're keeping yourself up at night because you don't fit into this society that doesn't actually exist. It only exists because you think it does. You make it up yourself. It doesn't exist. You just made it, and now it does. So you just get rid of it. It doesn't. This sort of stuff doesn't happen overnight. You kind of grow up and start learning. Life moves on, and there are a lot more other things that are more important in life than this. I'm gonna say it's a journey. You will get there, but you need to get there now. So you need to start your journey. Start rowing your boat along your journey. See the values of the imperfections that you have. I have a little scar. It's not very visible, but I have a scar from when I fell over on a bike once in my childhood with my sister. It's really little. I've never been insecure about it, but I look at that scar and I think childhood. I think memories, I think sister, going out on our bikes late at night, staying up as late as we could. There isn't one type of body either. There isn't like skinny, and there isn't fat, and there isn't curvy. There's like a million in between. It's like when somebody says, oh, she's too fat. Too fat for what? Like too fat compared to Susan? Too fat compared to this woman in this person who just insulted you's head? For life? What does that even mean? You can also see the funny parts of your body. Don't take life so seriously. Have you ever sat in a spa where women literally like strip naked and sit in? The world is so different from what we see on like our magazines and TV that it's quite hilarious. I mean, I've always had somebody, I'm not going to name, but we always laugh about the fact her bum wiggles like way longer than anybody else's. When you're 50 years old, you're not going to say that you didn't get through life because of that birthmark on your butt cheek, or the fact that you had a weird looking foot or 3 toes. Focus on your life, not this shit. You've got a life to be living right now. You're given it for one chance only. Go do it. Go achieve the things you've always wanted to achieve. Set goals, get busy, get a life, have fun with it. You've got so much stuff to be doing and you're too busy worrying about how you're going to be displaying yourself. Live in here and not around here. It's not against the law to work on the things that you have just because you've got big legs or something. Yeah, you might not want to wear skirts anymore. That's absolutely fine, but you can find out what can flaunt bigger legs. You can find out what looks better with the particular figure you're in. I feel like that's really helped me. I always wear high-waisted skirts because I feel confident in them. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm 101% confident to walk in the street naked, but it does feel like I'm 101% more confident walking around. Take care, stay safe, and if you do want to make changes like dieting changes, changes. Don't lose value of yourself in the time doing it, because that can happen and things can snowball down, and then you start feeling so crap about yourself that the improvements you make on yourself won't be seen anyway. It needs to come from within first. And I love you guys so much. So thanks for watching, guys. It's a new day and I'm in my room and I forgot to film yesterday, but shh. We've made ourselves up. There's lots of things ready, and Kyle's hat is having a wee. Got a new play suit. It's very cute. It's made of towel.